Hello my wise people, this is April Psychic and Astrology reading because it's based on the full moon in Scorpio. I really thought I was done with readings for April, since at some point they switched from going by star sign as I normally intend them to, and I suppose if you have listened to the readings now, they sort of went in a strange way into a group of men, and then for all women, unhappy women type of readings. So then when I tried to do the rest, I felt a very heavy energy which stopped me. It's true that it happened around the time when I found out about Avicii passing, and I was very sad, not only because of that, but also because, as I said in my other readings, we had Chiron entering Aries, and that was all about healing the self. And my Chiron is in the 8th house, and which is the house of death, regeneration, shared resources, sex, hidden things, occult. So no wonder I felt that way, and no wonder now with the full moon in Scorpio, which affects me in the very 8th house, I felt compelled to do this reading. I kind of dread it because I feel it's going to be long, and because it's quite a bit of astrology involved, which I'm not very savvy with. I mean, I do know the basics of astrology, not the basics of what a normal, ordinary, non-interested person would know. But I do have some tools here to help me. I am using the Karma cards by Montefarber, and that should make my life easier for this reading. But the whole reading should make your life easier, and I'll tell you why it's important and why I felt compelled to do this reading. Because this full moon in Scorpio is about, like every full moon, endings, but being in Scorpio is about emotions, is about hidden things, and what we tend not to bring to the fore. And it's very important that before we move into Taurus, and this week, the week comprised between the 30th of April to the, what is going to be 7th, but I would say mainly until the 5th of May, when we are well into Taurus season. Happy birthday, Tauruses. It's a very important time of manifestation, quite unique time of powerful manifesting energy. So it's very important for us to know what endings we need to focus on and get rid of, and what we want to manifest in our life. Please write down. I will go through each star sign. I will go through the houses and that each star sign is affected in, and where they need to focus on endings. So write down what you feel is important for you to stop in your life, to help you move forward and manifest that which you want. Very important though about the manifesting or manifestation process is for you to know what I said before, but perhaps if you perhaps you didn't get the chance to listen to that reading of mine, there are some main keys to it. First and foremost, it's important that you write everything down that you want to manifest. Secondly, you need to align your thoughts and wishes with your actions and your feelings. So it's very important that what you want to manifest, you believe is possible for you to happen, to get. And also you have to feel as if you have already manifested and been granted that wish. Also, one other main important, and I can't stress enough how important this is, because this creates karma for you. Important aspect is that you don't try to manifest from the ego, but from the higher self perspective and vibration. So very important that when you wish for something and work on manifesting something you want, you do it in a way that serves your higher self, the collective consciousness, and it doesn't hurt anyone. So it's not egotistical to want to manifest a car or a house or whatever, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone in the process, and it doesn't take the house from someone else, let's say, or it doesn't stop anyone from getting something or achieving something. That being said, let's proceed to the reading. Overseen by the Moonstone and Tiger's Eye. Obviously by the Moonstone, because we are talking about full moon. This is the Moonstone card. I don't know if the light is good enough. The keywords are emotional healing, there you go, ancient power, female energy. The healing is talking about extremely beneficial to all aspects of reproductive health and cycles, including menstruation, pregnancy, childbirth, breastfeeding, and menopause. So very important for people who want to procreate. This is a time of healing, and if you have been worried about it, this is your time of manifesting that. However, make sure you are prepared to be a parent. You are prepared to put in the time and the energy. It's for the long run, and it's with the right person, because it's becoming parent is so bounding. It ties you for the rest of your life to somebody. So make sure that even if you don't necessarily manage to stay for the rest of your life in that relationship, at least you have a partner in parenting that you can rely on and will support you, and you make a good team in parenting, not end up being in conflict and using the children against one another, as sadly that's how it happens. Another very important tip, because it just came to me and I try to stress it enough for people, but sometimes it happens that I forget, is always start with the end in mind. So whatever you're going into, whatever you undertake, make sure that you try to plan in the long run and envisage what the outcome would be and what your way out could be. So always start with the end in mind, and if you don't have a way out, do not go there, because it can be paralyzing and very difficult to deal with afterwards. Also, for the manifestation process, I've forgotten to mention, do go to my other channel, Winning the Game of Life with Wana. And if you want more on astrology, one channel that I recommend wholeheartedly is one channel and astrologer that I like very much. I relate with his readings. He's very good. Is Christopher Witecki, and his channel is called Serious Joy. I will put the links in the description box below. I'm trying to think if I want to recommend a psychic. There are quite a few good tarot readers out there. I will eventually, bear with me, stay with me, subscribe so you get notification. By the way, thank you to all who subscribed, comment, like, share. I am going to reply to everyone. Just be patient. So back to the healing properties of the moonstone. Is very good for rejuvenating the skin, hair, eyes, and anything particularly associated with aging. The divinatory meaning. Drawing this card indicates it is time to recognize the female powers in your life. Are you honoring them within yourself and others? So we need to be gentle on ourselves, especially around the full moon. It's all about feminine cycle. It's about emotions, obviously. And the tiger's eye stone, which is a fabulous stone. I really love it, and is actually... Oh, hold on, sorry, I was actually looking for the hawk's eye, not the tiger's eye. Okay, anyway, I've got the tiger's eye here. I got it wrong. Anyway, just as good. Patience, readiness, decisive action, and focus. And this is the reason, again, why I wanted to get this reading out to you guys, because this full moon, as I said, helps us end things that have been holding us back, and will help us manifest now in the season of Taurus, time of beauty, material things, and laying foundations, and to take action for what we want to achieve. The healing properties say, as you would expect, it is beneficial for eyes and vision. It offers strength for those overcoming addiction and long illness. By the way, again, this is another thing that helps. So if you know people who, or you may be somebody who suffers from depression, anxiety, anything, any mental health issues and addictions, this is a time to start your healing process. This is the time to end that addiction and start, or perhaps even get to a very advanced stage in your healing process. It offer so I said, oh God, I knew this is going to be difficult. Although Mercury isn't retrograde anymore, is stationed, so it hasn't actually really turned direct, so bear with me on communication aspect as well. And by the way, I will go star sign by star sign, so if you feel at some point you want to skip through to your star sign or moon sign, Venus sign, rising sign, which I also recommend for you to listen to, because sometimes, depending on the planets and aspects on our birth chart, those energies are more relevant and stronger. So do go skip to them. So also useful for high blood pressure, diseases of the lungs, and skin disorders. How very uncanny. I was just reading not long ago, and that also got me, and again related to the 8th house, which is where I have Chiron, and it's what I need to, because I don't know if I said that before or even earlier at the beginning of this reading, where Chiron is where we need to heal that deep wound, and is where our wisdom comes and draws from. So, and I was reading just a few days ago about a woman who died in a Georgia nursing home in America. She was a former model, and she died a very slow, painful, horrendous death due to scabies infection. And this is Georgia in America, mind. And yeah, so people did not treat her and let her die. You can imagine. That's, yeah, something beyond nightmare and horror. God rest her soul. Drawing the divinatory meaning says, drawing this card indicates that it's time to focus on the realization of a dream or project. Again, how very applicable. I was just saying, we move from living emotions and things, hidden things, deep things that we sometimes perhaps find difficult to look at, to admit, and to heal, leave behind, and move into manifesting what we hope for. And by the way, this is once in a lifetime opportunity, so make sure these few days of this week, 30th of April, perhaps even 29th, but we are past, because by the time I'm going to upload this video is going to be 30th, if not even 1st of April, if not even 1st of May. It depends how it goes. So these few days of this week, 30th of April, 7th of May, are a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to manifest what you want. And as I said, very important, it comes from a place of the highest of good. Drawing this card indicates that it's time to focus on the realization of a dream or project. Sit quietly with the thought in mind. It is just a wish, or are you ready to manifest the reality? So it is a case of taking action, people. So starting with Aries, you're affected, or we are affected, since I'm an Aries, in the 8th house, the house of, as I was saying, death, inheritance, regeneration, sex, shared resources, is ruled by Scorpio as star sign and by Mars as planet. On a spiritual level, your willpower will define your personal power. On a mental level, what you think you know will unravel for you the mysteries of life, Aries. So you need to take action, and you probably know by now that you are the only one who motivates and empowers you. So unlike other people, you have the ability of self-motivation, which is a real blessing. I can say that for sure, not only because I am an Aries, but because I work with people as a psychic, as a mentor, as a healer, and I know the struggle that people normally go through when it comes to motivation and finding motivation, and furthermore maintaining motivation. Then, as I said, on a mental level, what you think you know about and what you think in general will unveil the mysteries of life to you. And on a physical level, the action that you need to take has to be done your own way. We know that you're stubborn, and we are stubborn, and we like things to be done our way or the highway, but that is okay in some situations because they bring a major change. So this is time for us Aries to manifest a major change, and we will do it obviously our way. We need to take action as we know best and as we find best. I got some clarifiers here. The Lover's card, Liamanti. This is a, I don't know if you're interested, but I will tell you, this is Itarochi Lombardi. Lo Scarabeo Mignon. So I have the Lovers and Il Bagateliere, which is the Fool. So these are clarifiers. These are energies that are opposing, are challenges, but are also what can support us. So I believe that for Aries, there is a time of change, especially major change, especially in respect of relationships. We need to regain our personal power when it comes to relationships. Some people have lost that due to past hurt. It is time for lots of Aries, whether by star sign, moon sign, rising sign, as I was saying, or Venus, to start a new relationship. So major change in the area of relationship and love for Aries. At the same time, we have to be careful. We have to make sure that we don't act foolish. It's a new beginning. It's where we have to make that change. So if you feel your relationship has suffered through your actions, through your foolishness, this is the time to fix it. This is the time to heal your emotions and to manifest the right love and the right relationship, Aries. Moving on to, I hope I haven't forgotten. I panic that I might forget some details. I hope I don't. So moving on to Taurus. As I said earlier, happy birthday, Tauruses. You're affected on your 7th house, which is the house of partnerships, marriages, other people, open enemies. By the way, I remember I was saying at some point something about these two Tauruses in previous readings. I can't remember whether it's probably March. I think it was March Taurus reading. So you have to pay attention to partnerships and associations as well, business associations, that is, Tauruses. So this is where you are affected by this full moon in Scorpio, and the actions that you need to take regard your beliefs, because they bring you balance. So what you think and what you believe will manifest balance. That is on a very spiritual level. On a mental level, you have to take action in respect of cooperation and partnerships, and there are costs. So if you feel that there are emotions there that need healed and dealt with, this is the time for you to do it. It may come to you really have to assess your relationships, all your relationships, Tauruses. This is repeating itself. I think it's second or third time actually when you are warned, and it can go both ways. Some people can be too stubborn, and this is typical for earth signs and Tauruses, as they are an earth sign. Some of them can be loners, and that could apply mainly to women Taurus. They might find themselves not connecting very well with other people, being loners and only wanting their partner, and that's it. However, you need to understand you can't live on your own, and I should take my own advice because I am a hermit, and that is because I have Taurus somewhere, I can't remember. Anyway, so Taurus is, you can go either way, especially by gender. You can go opposite directions. Women can isolate themselves or tend not to establish meaningful connections with other people than their partners. So they are very focused on their relationship, their family, and that's it. They don't want to hear about relatives, family connections, friendships and such like. And men can go the opposite. They can be too stuck in relationships that they do not want to get out for various reasons. And in the clarification I have clarification, challenges, opposing but also supporting at the same time, because it's clarification card. Yeah, in the clarification position we have Il Sole, which is the sun card. So you need to understand, Tauruses, that you can succeed, and this is the time for you to succeed in resolving relationships, marriages. It doesn't matter. You will know, looking at your situation, particular situation, you will know, and going by your emotions, you will know what needs to end and what actions you need to take. It says here, on a mental level, you're worried because you have to pay a price. Well, we all pay prices for various things because it is an exchange of energy. However, as Christopher Witecki was saying, and I did recommend you, I said go watch Serious Joy for this week, because he's very good. He's an astrologer and very good at that. As he says, it's going to be a win-win situation, and it's very much a matter of the mind, how you look at things. But it is, and it can be, a win-win situation, because although yes, in a way we do pay a price, we win anyway, and we win even if we pay a price, because it's good to have the price to pay, to have what it takes to give in order to receive. So it has to be a balancing of energy, but it doesn't have to be a win-lose situation. It can be a win-win situation. And on a physical level, use the most direct way in order to deal with your partners. Again, remember, you can succeed if you take action and if you believe that you can. Remember also, this is the best card in the tarot deck, the card that expresses the most success, and also children. So if your partnerships, marriages, whatever love relationships involve children, remember that they can in a way be not opposing energy but hinder, because you can look as a parent at the fact that you have children, but believe you me, there is no number of children that can keep a dead relationship together. And they can also motivate you and support you in achieving what you're supposed to achieve, because children won't be happy in an unhappy marriage and with our relationship and with unhappy parents. So you have to be wise about this, Tauruses. Geminis, you are affected in the house of service occupation employees, and I remember I was actually talking about this for Geminis in the readings. I don't know why I panicked there. I thought of miscalculating. It was all about finding your ideal job and position in your work. But this is not so much about work in the sense of career, but is the one of service, and what you need to do, dear Geminis, typical for you in a way. Use the quickest way, that is on a physical level. Use the quickest way to achieve and fulfill your work. And on a mental level is very much to what you believe, because what you believe is, and you are very high on mental activity, as we know, very quick and very sharp. So use that skill and ability, natural ability that you have, to achieve what is good for you. on a spiritual level, what you want to be now is about taking action in the direction of what you want to be known as bringing service to others. So again, it's not so much about your own work only, because we are not talking about the 10th house of career, we are talking about the house of service to others. So how your work, perhaps it is your career, it could happen to be the same, but how it affects other people. But that is the main focus, the service to others, and that is the spiritual one as well. And here, as again in the clarifying position, as opposing but also supporting energy, we have La Papessa, which is the High Priestess card, and you need to use your intuition. So the problem is, if you just think and not use your intuition, Geminis, you will not have that supporting energy working for you, and it will be opposing and hindering. However, should you use your intuition and inner wisdom and let it overcome your thinking and your mind, superficial mind or conscious mind, so tap into your subconscious, if you like, to support you in this quest of getting to be known, because I feel that Geminis have been searching for a while for this, a few years actually now, and I'm talking from the work that I did with Geminis, so I should know. They have been searching for the best way they can be known of bringing service to others, and what would be the best field as well for them. And Geminis, a lot of them are going through a lot of changes when it comes to work. They tend to change work anyway, but this is a different, again, a different kind of change, because it can be a turning point. It could be starting to do things not just differently, but actually doing different things as well. So Geminis, again, use the quickest way, but also tap into your intuition, and remember that what you believe is what is good for us. So what you, that's, if you like, your indication to support you making your change, your move, your decision, and what it has to end with this full moon, which emotions. And I feel for you, to be fair, is more about confusion really, and going from one thing to another, and not going deeply into one aspect or field, domain, whatever way you look at it. So very much about what you believe that is good, and so follow your, after all, what comes to the conscious mind is as comes as a result of what's been brewing deep down. Remember, this is, as I said, full moon in Scorpio, which unravels hidden things. So if it came to your conscious mind, it has been in your subconscious for a while, and now is being brought to the surface. Now, Cancerians, you are Cancerians, you are affected in your 5th house, which is the house of stability, children, pleasure, romance, creativity. And on a spiritual level, you need to take action in respect of your feelings. I mean, really, we are talking moon, which is the planet ruling planet for Cancer, or luminary, how it's called, the ruling luminary for Cancer. We are talking about moon, full moon, which is so much about emotions, and there you go, we are talking about Cancer and their feelings, which are what actually defines the star sign of Cancer. So on a spiritual level, Cancerians, you need to take action in respect of your feelings, because that will bring to the fore the power of love. So this is where you need to do the work, and the power of love is where you are going to achieve and manifest. On a mental level, your attitude from the past have caused a bit of gambling behavior, so you got to be very careful there. This is the house of risks, the 5th house as well, so you have to be very cautious. And in the clarifying position, the opposing but also the supporting energy is La Forza, the strength. So it's about self-control, it's about patience, it's about diligence. And on a physical level, your intuition will manifest your creations. So this is where you have to work. Obviously, some Cancerians will be affected in the area of hobbies and stability, some in the area of children and romance, and some in the area of creativity. So take what applies and what resonates with you, and as I said, go listen or be patient until we get to your rising sign, moon sign, Venus sign, should you know them as well. So patience, Cancerians, hard work, which you do normally. I feel that a lot of you have been waiting. Again, if we talk women in particular, men not so much. They kind of taken more action, but that doesn't mean that they did take action in the right direction. So you got to remember your feelings and to manifest the power of love, Cancerians. So we have to go again to the highest, to the higher self, and operate from the highest of good vibration. So not from an egotistical point of view, because you are going to be penalized if you do that. We all, not just you, we all are. If we do it the wrong way, we are going to be penalized, and we do not want to mess this up, and we do not want to miss this opportunity either. So now is your time to do things right, to do things for the right reasons and in the right way, and to bring to the fore your highest vibration is very important, Cancerians. Especially, I feel, actually no, not just Cancerian men, I think it applies to Cancerian women just the same, actually, some of them anyway, with the strong Cancer energy. Leos. You Leos, or us Leos, since I have Leo rising, are affected in the 4th house, which is the house of inner world, home, environment, family, how we see yourself, and is also the house ruled by parents, mother or father. So Leo's action you need to take on a spiritual level regards leadership. So take lead in achieving and manifesting what makes you feel secure, Leos. On a mental level, use your creativity to support you and also to manifest support from others. In a clarifying position, supportive and opposing at the same time energy, we have Il Papa, which is the Hierophant in the tarot deck. And as Leos, because we are Leos, because we are leaders, have issues with authority, with anything and everything that is too structured and constraining. However, that can also help us, because if we act in an organized way, if we manage to structure our actions, we can achieve. And on a physical level, it says, do what you want to manifest your home base or family. But do it with a good heart, with honesty, with wisdom, because this is also the card of wisdom as well. So not from an egotistical point of view, and Leos have a massive, massive ego and problems with the ego. So that's where we are challenged. That's where we need to end some things, heal past wounds and emotions in order to manifest the home base and family or family that we want. And as I said, it's time to be who we are born to be, leaders, and take action in that respect. But we have to do it in the right way, being protective, because Leos also are the kings of the jungle, so they have responsibilities as well, not just prerogatives. Virgos, you are being affected in the 3rd house, which is the house of immediate environment, of mental expression, communication, short trips, driving, siblings and neighbors. And actually, as it happens, I just got a message, desperate message today from my bestie, who's a Virgo with Leo rising, who was caught in a road rage incident, and it was her. He was wronged in the sense of action as driving. She wasn't given right away, but she was also in the wrong by the way she reacted, and she was panicking. But I have explained that there is a subtle energy that caused it, not just the lack of, self-control. So if anyone at any point still thinks, after all these years of self-development boom in our society, of spirituality and personal growth, learning and studies and activity, that astrology doesn't affect us, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you are deluded, people. Astrology really is a thing. You try and pay attention to this and you will see. I'm not going to convince anyone now, because that is not my purpose in this reading, but pay attention and you will understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, back to Virgos. On a spiritual level, the action that you need to take is in the serving of others, and that will manifest your ideas and through your ideas. So what is it that you need to work on when it comes to serving to others? And I can just quickly let you know that Virgos tend to focus too much on others and not enough on themselves, especially women. And you forget about yourself. So it's time for you, Virgo women in particular, to think of yourselves. Virgo men, I'm not going to say they are selfish, but what I'm going to say for them is that you need to do what you must do, taking into account those and that is around you. That is for Virgo men. And the action on a mental level is the details and how you deal with short-term thinking and trips. So there you go, exactly the example that I was giving you today about my friend, one of my best and closest friends, when she lost it. And just to put the cherry on top, in the challenging and clarifying position, but also supporting energy, we have Il Giudizio, which is the judgment card. So you need to heal, my dear Virgos. I too, because I have Virgo in the house of career. And there you go, instead of cuddling in with my baby, I'm here doing your reading, free reading. So that's the Virgo in me manifested in my career house. Anyway, back to Virgos. I hope this helps you clarify why some things have happened and are happening. And I hope you will take the advice of this card, which I said, although in the challenging position, is a challenging energy, is also a supportive one. It is the clarifier to your reading, and it is what you need to do in order to move forward and manifest your ideas as you want them, and bring to the fore who you really are and what you want to create around you. But you need to heal, Virgos. We all do. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all have. We just been through loads of star signs and seen that everyone has various aspects to look at, to heal, and to manifest. So, sorry. I hope this is in the... Libras. Hey, relationships, eh? Libras, you are affected in the second house, the one of finances, earning power, possessions, and values. in the house of your resources. So relationships is where you need to take action on a spiritual level, but you have to make sure you manifest your beliefs in that area, Libras. And the problem with you, actually not the problem, but here it is, what you need to balance. Surprise, surprise. There you go, the limbo card. In the clarifying position we have La Peso, the Hanged Man, which is the card of inner turning inwards, inner wisdom, drawing our inner on and from our inner wisdom, but also the card of balancing, waiting, and limbo. So you have to make a decision and you have to act in that direction, Libra. You tend to be in two minds about things because you want the best, you want the ideal as well. On a mental level, you need to take action in the area of beauty and manifest what you value. That is to make you feel better, that is to fix things that you value most, because you are a lover of beauty as well, just like Taurus is, and there is no coincidence. You both are governed by Venus, the planet of love and the planet of good fortune. Now this is time for you guys, Librans, to manifest into your resources area, and you have to do it, I would say, through partnership. Remember, I was talking, and I know a Taurus who actually has Libra rising, work to the wise, so you have to work on your partnerships on a physical level if you want to manifest in the area of your resources, and you have to be wise, draw on your inner wisdom, turn inwards, yeah, and balance. But do not stay in limbo, because this is the time to take action, Libras. Yeah, if you want to heal past relationships, things that were not bringing beauty in your life, and things that affected your relationships. Yeah, I'm going to leave it to that. If you need clarification, because I know why I'm going to leave it to that, because you're going to understand what I'm talking about. If you need a private reading for proper clarification and you don't work with me already, I do offer 10 minutes free before you make your decision as to whether to buy or not. So you're not stuck, you don't have to pay beforehand. And even if you do, if we don't connect, we start the reading and we don't connect, I return the money. I do not need any money at the price of my work ethics and work reputation. So anyway, Scorpios. Oh, Scorpio, you have full moon in your own sign, so obviously it does affect your first house, people, the house of who you are. Yeah, the house of the self, of personal appearance, temperament, personality, health. So, dear Scorpios, you need to take action, and you need to start praying because you people can go deep, and because you can go either way. So this is the time to go in the right way, into the light. It's very important, and this is for everyone. Use what you've learned in your darkness. Know your dark side, because we all have that. There is a dark side to each human being. Know it, master it, and once you've learned from it, move into the light and use what you've learned. So for you Scorpios, you can help this world to become a better place, on such a deep level, because you are so deep. And on a spiritual level, you are guided to use the extraordinary power of prayer. And then you will manifest who you are. You leave the shadow of you behind, and you move into the light, and you manifest the light of you. On a mental level, you need to take action in the highest and lowest aspects of your desires. Exactly as I was saying, you tend to go to extremes. Scorpios, you tend to go hot and cold, high and low. Time to end that depressing down, mentally tormenting time, and manifest your desires, Scorpios. And on a physical level, control the situation, people, because it is down to your actions, and you will find and this is for women in particular. It's not so much for men, because I don't feel they have that problem. If anything, for men, the advice that applies more is on the spiritual level. That's where Scorpio men need to work, because they tend to be too anchored into the material and reality. Not the Scorpio women aren't, but the problem is Scorpio women have been battling with mental unsettling and unsettlement, and emotions that have unsettled them mentally so much. It's been quite a tough time, and it's been ongoing for a few years for Scorpio women. So it's time for you, Scorpio ladies, to understand that you can control your situation, and it is really down to your action. And there you go, in the clarifying position. The both opposing and supporting energy is La Stella, the star, the card of destiny and of hope, and of manifesting the life you want, and becoming who you are, and fulfilling your desires through your thoughts and actions. Sagittarius, my fiery, mutable Sagittarians. You are affected in the 12th house, which is the house of, really, Scorpio, 12th house of subconscious and mind secrets and hidden activities. So your secrets, Sagittarians, may come out, because Scorpio digs deep, and Scorpio dishes out. So anything to do with confinement, hospitals, institutions, subconscious, mind secrets, hidden activities is being affected by this full moon. So on a spiritual level, you need to take action through your highest ideals to manifest your faith. And you can do. You're the spiritual. You can do. Yeah? Your clarifying card is the world. Things coming to the end of a cycle and an end of a chapter and the beginning of a new cycle, the beginning of a new chapter. You come full circle, Sagittarians. My fellow fiery, fun-loving Sagittarians that I'm so compatible with in so many aspects. Where I have Sagittarians somewhere on my chart as well. Anyway, back to Sagittarians and what they need to work on and end, the chapter that they need to end and the chapter that they need to start. On a physical level is about getting out in the world and dealing with large institutions and overwhelming events because you can, because you got the world and you can get on top of the world, believe you me. You have on a mental level to deal with your hidden tendencies and the rules of hidden tendencies. So make sure, people, that you heal anything that might cause you troubles. And you know what that would be. Again, it's about what is going on deep in your mind. And actually, that being said, it's not even about being too worried about it in respect of other people. It's about yourself, because you people don't normally hurt other people. Whatever is going on in your mind and the rules of the hidden stuff and your secrets are normally caused by some actions of other people. You don't get to that by yourself. You are quite good at controlling what you need to control. And yeah, sometimes you need to be yourself, but you wouldn't do it hurting other people, not willingly anyway. And again, we are talking about normal, healthy people, not people who suffer from serious mental health issues or some sort of personality disorders. And as I was saying, spiritually, you have to look at your highest ideals. You have to act on your highest ideals and feed and draw from your faith, because that's what you're going to manifest. So it's about bringing to the fore